the Riot Podcast, Friday, April 21st edition.
Are we glad it's Friday?
What kind of question is that?
Yay!
I'm so happy.
All right, well, I'm excited too.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. Full of who knows what.
Intrigue and mystery.
Shenanigans, hijinks.
Well, if anybody's doing anything fun, make sure you text 877 to RadioU because we like to see what you guys do over the weekend, and especially when we're at home doing nothing. So it always looks good.
So today on the show, we talk about tattoos. One of the newest tattoo trends. It's on your face, and it's not a teardrop.
See, I think, though, to people who don't do any beauty stuff, like this has been, they've done this for a while for this particular type of tattooing, but I don't think you would, it wouldn't be on your radar.
Because girls before, they've just done it with, like, makeup.
Yeah, like henna, or,
Yes, or
you
didn't
can
even
use
just
eyeshadow.
Yeah,
things like
I know
that.
girls that have done it where they've literally just, like if they're going out, they would just put it on their face.
Yeah, you just put some freckles on your face, and then you're good to go. This is a slightly more permanent one. It's not forever, but it's a permanent one.
You know what? I'm surprised, Isaiah, because it's freckle tattoos, and you say you're a freckle person. You're proud of your freckles. So don't you think it diminishes your freckles if anybody can just get them? It makes you less special.
But I'm a big person of, like, if you appreciate something I have and you want to do it too, I'm not going to gatekeep that. Like, if Nikki was like, Isaiah, your freckles look so good, would you mind if I also
had freckles
like yours? I would say, you know what, Nikki, give it a shot. Will they look as good as mine? Probably not. But I want you to be able to experience what I experience, you know?
No, I only get freckles if I get sun, and then it makes you look like, not like a baby, but just like
it does have that. You have some going right now.
Yeah, I still have a few. You're like, I have freckles now, but I don't have them any other time.
We talked about that. We also talked about some different first date ideas if you're not the talkative type.
Or if you're an athletic type.
True.
Yes. What if you're a talkative, athletic person? This is going to make everybody miserable. This is more about a study that shows that on certain dating apps, people are now looking for more sober activities. So the traditional
Wait, you're not
easy,
supposed to get drunk doing yoga?
Correct. That's not
whatever
being
you want when you
offered.
That's
do
part of
yoga.
my problem,
But
I think.
instead of just going like to the restaurant and to a bar for a first date that's very normal, that everybody's kind of tired of that, and they instead want to do something that does not involve drinking, so therefore you can actually maybe have a more quality date.
So listen here.
What?
I think that the reason that you're so tired of going out and getting drinks or whatever, that means you're going on a lot of dates and you haven't met the right person. If you go to the bar or wherever and just get drinks and dinner with the right person, it'll be a great date.
Right?
It'll be a great date.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter what you do.
You have to see. That's a nice response. But
Isn't that the right response?
It sounds better than yoga, I'll tell you that right now.
Like
They
you're
just
not gonna
don't
meet
work out.
you're not gonna meet the girl of your dreams, and you have to do yoga for her to like
Right.
you. If you guys connect, if it doesn't matter if you're at the bar, wherever you're at,
Or riding bikes.
it'll work. But it sounds like you've been going on dates with a bunch of losers, and whenever you go to the bar with them, they suck.
Well,
so.
that's everybody's first offer, and I think that's more it. So then don't be afraid to offer for a first date something else that might
Mix
be
it up.
not traditional.
Even though we definitely give you several reasons why you should be afraid to offer that.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's great, but I don't think we necessarily encourage everybody to do that.
I think what we didn't talk about this in the break, but I think one place that you should go for a first date. I've never done this, nor would I probably, but I think I want to hear somebody try it. I want you to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet.
No!
And then
yes.
you can judge them based off what they pick. You know,
That is so mean.
it seems like a wild choice, but it was like if you went to like CC's back when it was popping.
Yeah.
You go to CC's and you look at what they're grabbing. Like, cause girls don't want to eat on dates anyway. But if you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, like you got to grab some
That is
stuff.
so mean because just sitting there while they're so uncomfortable, because you're right. Girls are kind of just told like you don't want to eat.
You don't want to scarf it
You
down.
don't want to scarf it down. And so then you're also just being wasteful because you're not using the buffet.
Yeah.
It's such a good conversation starter though, because then you're like, oh, did you try this or did you
That's
try
a good
this
point.
one?
Yeah.
You go to like a casino buffet or something.
yeah.
How are you not gonna
Like in
eat?
Las Vegas? I'm like,
Yeah.
did you try this shrimp? It's so
Listen,
good.
If I take a gal to a casino buffet and
That's
she
real.
doesn't eat, then
It's like
then
50
it's
bucks.
over. Then
yeah.
it's over.
That's $50 that just came out of your
Oh my
pockets.
gosh, that sounds like the best date ever.
I know.
Exactly.
And then you do enough of the buffet dates, you'll be wishing you had a workout date.
Exactly. Then you're going to be really straining for that yoga date.
Yeah, that's day number 2.
Oh, I like that a lot. Oh, I know we have a casino here, and some people say the buffet's pretty good, but
Haven't tried it.
I'm not willing to try it.
I've never done the one here. When I went to Las Vegas like years ago, not this past summer, but when I went with my family. We did one of the buffets there. So good.
I've done the Bellagio. That was spectacular.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
And
it's
you were
just-
like, I think I'm going back up.
Yeah, you can't understand it until you actually try it.
No.
Yeah, I remember my dad because I was young enough to where my parents just like paid for the whole buffet thing or whatever, and we had like 3 boys in the family. I know it had to be so expensive.
They're like $100 a lot of
it's
times.
insane.
Yeah.
My dad was like, eat as much as you can.
I know people that they know all the hacks. So one of them is you go at like late, when breakfast ends.
The switch over.
Yeah,
breakfast,
10:30.
yeah.
Breakfast is cheaper, and then you get both breakfast and lunch
Yeah.
food, which is obviously a life hack there too.
All right, well, skip the bar, but go to the buffet, I guess.
Apparently.
And if you're too shy to eat in front of him, he wasn't the right one anyways.
Exactly.
So you don't have to worry about that, and you eat whatever you want to eat.
We will be judging.
No!
Every choice you make. I'm like, for real? Boneless wings? That's
Nah.
wild.
Well, make sure you text and say hi at 877 to Radio U. We did a food fight today, so if you're watching the video of this podcast, click to the video before for our Krispy Kreme, the Chips Ahoy Oreo collection that they have.
All right, have a good weekend.
See you guys.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
You guys seen this going around on TikTok? What do you make of freckle tattoos?
Freckle tattoos?
Yeah,
That's been around.
it's been around.
Yeah, you just make little freckles. But now are you saying you get it like tattooed?
Yeah.
Or just with like henna and stuff?
No, like real, like
Real
permanent.
Like the real deal, Nikki.
Like the
Yeah.
real deal?
We're not playing. This isn't kid stuff here.
You must really have to like the look if you want to commit to that.
That's-
Even though I bet you like certain tattoos on certain parts of your body, like if you get something on your, like above your toes or something, it's going to go away eventually because you just shed more skin.
Okay.
So maybe it's such a small dot, like so thin that it would probably not last your whole life.
Oh, smart thinking.
Yeah,
Smart
so-
thinking.
That's right.
At
That's
first
a
you're-
tattoo expert there. That's why Nikki's on the show.
You're scared because you just hear the word tattoo, but I bet you it's not a forever freckle.
Well, then what's the point?
Well, it'll probably last longer than if you every day apply them.
Okay, don't you think this is a little insulting to all the people that actually have freckles? I mean,
Freckles, because
Yeah.
if you don't have them, you don't get them.
yeah, but who has freckles and loves them?
They became a real big
I like
trend.
freckles.
You
Yeah,
like 'em?
You have
Yeah,
them?
I got a bunch of freckles.
But it's like you're bullied for that when you're a kid. A lot of kids are.
Yeah, but that's just another dumb thing kids are bullied for that nobody understands. I think freckles are cute.
I mean, they're fine. I don't hate people with freckles.
Good, because I
Which
didn't
is-
want you to be one of the bullies.
Yeah. exactly.
I didn't bully people, but I mean, you don't. All you
I
have
think
to
on the
do-
right gal, freckles are real cute.
All you have to do is look through the comments and see all the names that kids with freckles were called, and then so that this is it feels kind of rude to them. That's like if somebody to me, if somebody got glasses tattooed on their face.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I've gone through my life trying to not need these because I hate them. And people make fun of you for them, and then you're gonna use them as like some cosmetic thing.
Well, I
Permanently?
think that
Who's
maybe
getting
it's
bullied for freckles? That's
it's
so
a bit of a
silly.
stretch, maybe, but I mean, these people, they're getting a lot of freckles tattooed.
I know.
A lot.
And it's weird too because they're so. I know, like I feel like they try to make them not, but they look so uniform. Like they're not natural, so they look unnatural.
Oh, I don't know. I think they look pretty good.
I don't know. I'm looking.
I think if you saw a random person, you would never tell.
You couldn't even tell that these are tattooed
Like
on.
you don't even know who has freckles and who doesn't. Like if I asked you to close your eyes and I was like, "Does Nikki have freckles?" You wouldn't even know.
You
so
don't know?
what's the point of tattooing them on then?
They
That was the point of any
like
tattoo. People
it.
put high tattoos on their thighs and people never see them. That's just how people like to be.
It's
I
like,
don't know.
That might be like meaningful stuff or just for fun. This is on your face.
Yeah, well,
Well,
that is what it is. That's
For
what
this
they want.
person, they said they have a lot of natural freckles, like here and there, but they wanted to have like a heavy coverage of it.
All
So
the
it's
time.
just, they just wanted to add more to it.
She feels pretty with freckles.
Yeah, it's cute.
Who talked her into that? Who
You told her she looks
that?
pretty with freckles.
She does. She looks
think
very
she looks
nice.
good.
Told her she's not pretty just the way she is.
And again, it doesn't look like they would last forever. The color of the freckles will calm down about half of what you're seeing. And then obviously your skin won't be red. It heals and then it looks more normal.
I looked at. You think I didn't do my research? I looked at other pictures.
You did?
They all don't look natural to me. And listen to I can't believe you guys. Listen to these comments. OMG, years of being called freckle fart from Kmart, and now people are getting them tattooed on.
Oh, I'm
what
sorry.
in this world?
I am sorry if you grew up hearing that. Freckles are absolutely beautiful.
I think they're cute.
I can't believe you guys.
You don't think freckles are cute?
I think they're fine. I don't think you get them tattooed on. It's a blemish.
It's kind of like how a lot of times people can get their eyebrows tattooed now.
Yeah.
Or you
No,
get
because
eyeliner.
everybody has tattoos.
You
I mean,
get-
everybody has eyebrows.
What
pretty
about
much.
eyeliner tattoo? Because you wear it every day, and so instead you don't have to put it on every day. You can get lipstick tattooed on. Doesn't last forever, but you don't have to put it on every day.
I think I'm going to get braces tattooed on and also acne tattooed on.
There
That's
you
not what
go.
freckles are. If you're driving to work today and you have freckles, I think they're cute.
They're
job.
fine, but they are blemishes.
You just compared
And
them
many
to having
people-
acne.
Yeah, because it's stuff you're bullied for when you're a kid.
I would rather have freckles. I hope my freckles hang around as much as possible. I think I look good.
Why don't you get them
If
tattooed
not,
on?
we
I don't need to because I
help
got
you.
them. I already got them.
Especially as we roll into summer, all of our freckles come out.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Now, typically, when you think of a first date, at least going back in time, it's traditionally you do dinner and drinks, dinner and a movie. Maybe if it's a little more casual, you just go get coffee or something like that. But that's kind of that's the standard that you assume. But times are changing, and I'm seeing here that as more and more people, it's two different things. As more and more people want to do sober dates for their first date, and maybe just in general, there's also more and more people that want to do active first dates. I've got a
Actively go get coffee.
survey here from Bumble that says that 46% of people that are dating now have gone on some kind of active first date, such as exercising, yoga, going to like some kind of fitness class, a bike ride.
You want to go to a yoga class for your first date?
That's crazy
Wouldn't
talk.
that be embarrassing?
That's wild.
That's
Unless-
it's risky.
Maybe it's just when you're not so fit. That seems embarrassing, but if you are fit,
Maybe-
then yoga seems great.
Maybe we're getting in better shape nowadays.
I guess.
as single people.
It seems like people are just tired of going to a restaurant and doing like the same thing.
But if you're doing a yoga class, right? How do you even like talk to each other?
That's the issue. It sounds like you don't.
Well, you talk before class or after class, like how was yoga?
This is a bad idea.
How was boot camp? I know boot camp's popular.
This is a bad idea. I think
you
it's
talk
either
when your heart
way.
rate's down.
Either way, it's a lose-lose for any kind of fitness thing on a first date because you're either going to be in the category if you're not fit, so you're going to look bad, or you're going to be too fit and you're going to make the other person feel bad. You're going to seem like a jerk. If you propose the idea of going to a fitness thing and you're a fit person, then the other person can be like, wow, this dude is so conceited. It's crazy.
I mean,
he's here to show off. Like, that's wild.
It's a big risk, not just the date itself, but even proposing the date.
Can you
Because
imagine?
if you're the person that's like, yeah, I do yoga all the time, let's do a yoga class. The other person, how are they going to say no? They're like, I want to date you. I just don't want to do that because I don't think I can do a yoga class.
Okay, what about you just take the class part out of it? What if you go on a bike ride or
That's better.
you know,
Better,
you go
yeah, I like
you
that.
go for a walk.
I
like
think
you
a
take
walk's
your dogs
good.
for your walk or
I
something.
think a walk is fine. Bikes, okay. Because bikes, yet again, that's the whole talking thing. When you're on the
Yeah.
bike, it's hard to talk. And you don't want to crash the bike.
And yes,
You might as well just make the date end there.
you crash the bike on
You
a
can crash
first
the bike.
date.
But I think the walk is good if walking your dog or whatever because then you can talk. But also, we have to take into consideration that not everyone feels real comfortable on a first date talking.
Yeah, that's
So maybe
true.
some of the people that say like dinner and a movie, maybe they're a little more shy. Because I would never do dinner and a movie because I'm a talker.
Right.
I would never want to sit in the movie theater because we couldn't like talk. But there's people that are nervous on the first date that don't talk a lot. Dinner and a movie might be better for them.
You do
Well,
need.
it's up to you. I mean, don't let us tell you what to do for a date, but this is a nice option for, first date ideas.
A lot of people are doing it. I think the difficulty is if you're not a talker, you need to go on a date where you're also not going to feel awkward when you're not talking. And so if you're doing like a bike ride, maybe that would actually
Be a
work for
good
that.
one.
Yeah.
Be a good one because then you have time. Maybe you need a little extra time to think of some questions and whatnot.
Yep.
And that's the time to do it when you're on the bike ride and then you take a little break and then the whole time you're riding that bike, you're like, what am I asking her next? 5 minutes later, do we need a break? I got a question for you.
And if you want, you can borrow my e-bike, so you're not actually really having to do any workout stuff. So
there
you're
you
just
go.
like, wow, they're so fast on the bike.
Look how smooth it looks on that thing.
So you could totally do that.
I was going to say the problem for me doing a bike ride is I need a bike.
You do need one? You
Yeah.
can borrow
Same.
one from a friend.
Maybe that's why I'm still single. I don't have a bike.
Yeah, it could be what's holding you back.
I need a bike, I guess.
Well, those are some ideas,
well-
but they do warn you, don't be competitive because especially in first dates, if you're just trying to make a good showing, that could come off as competitive.
Conceited.
Think about this. Just go rent one of those, rent a pair of those Lime scooters or something like that.
How about rollerblading? I've never done it, but I'd love to give it a shot.
Well, look at these ideas,
Yeah.
okay?
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Now, this has to go down as one of the least impressive jailbreaks of all time.
But did he get
Or
out of jail?
does it? He did get out of jail.
Then it worked.
It worked. This guy in Cowlitz County, which don't ask me where that is. It's in the United States, though. We have a guy. His name is Brian Francisco. That's fun to say. Roman. He was in jail on a drug possession charge. He was in one of those jails where you have a cellmate. And his cellmate was scheduled to be released on Monday morning this week. So Monday morning rolls around. Brian Francisco Roman has woken up. His cellmate, who's due to be released, is still asleep.
Heavy sleeper.
So one of the guards comes around. He goes, hey, it's your time for release. And Brian Francisco Roman, thinking quick on his feet and knowing that he and his cellmate look fairly alike, they're very similar, he says, yeah, I'm that guy, ready for release. And so he managed.
And it worked?
It worked. He got, not only did he get out of jail, he also gained access to all of the other guys' possessions, like his keys and stuff like that, that he, you have to leave
Turn in
when you,
before
turn in when
yeah.
you go into jail. And so he gets all of that stuff, forges his name, forges his signature or whatever, and goes free.
Hey, he could go and then take over your whole life.
He could. He definitely could.
the
I
other
don't know
guy
how
could
good of a
maybe-
life it would be because the other guy was also in jail prior.
That's true,
so.
but at least you're free because then the other guy, obviously he woke up and was like, hey, when am I getting out? Today's
Yeah.
supposed to be my day. And then they realized the mistake, but what if they didn't believe you? And
That's right.
Suddenly you're now this other guy.
Or what if the other guy's actually the one that's lying and he
Yeah.
was like, hey, when am I'm supposed to be released, come on. And then obviously that guy who was due to be released has also been released. And before you start thinking too highly of Brian Francisco Roman and his clever tactics to get out of jail, that was on Monday morning. By Wednesday, he had already been caught
He's back
again.
in.
And what's worst of all is he's now facing, unsurprisingly, several additional charges, including second-degree escape. For what are the different degrees of escape?
There's a second degree.
What's the first
it's his
degree?
second time. I don't know.
And he also faces first-degree criminal impersonation,
Forgery.
and both second and first-degree theft.
They say one of the big things is that the identification, so like the driver's license and the debit card were given to him. So for the guy who was still sleeping in the jail cell, he might have a case for something because
Yeah.
that's your stuff right
That's
there.
right. That's
But
his stuff.
If not, I would just trade out, let me out, and,
Yeah.
and don't
Well,
charge me again.
The other thing that they haven't entirely ruled out as far as this time is that they're not 100% sure that the guy who was the sleeper didn't actually, wasn't a part of the plan because he was getting out anyways.
Ooh.
And so it's like, hey, I'll just keep sleeping. I'm still going to get out. And then you can also get out.
Ooh, it's a movie.
And
like-
maybe you can get away before they catch up to you. Obviously, that didn't work out, and they don't know if that's what happened or not, but that would be pretty
They're
genius if it
wondering?
actually worked.
So
I
that was in
guess.
Washington?
I guess so. Wherever Cowlitz County is. You can tell me that's any state. I'll
You'll
believe
believe
it.
it? All right.
And I'm not going to look it up because it doesn't seem that important.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
So here's something that sucks about
What?
being a grown up.
Yeah.
Remember when you were a kid and you went to the doctor's office?
And you.
And in every room there was a TV playing cartoons.
Yes.
There was DuckTales on or something like that in every single room. Sometimes it was too young for you, but at least it was comforting.
It wasn't
you know?
even just the doctor. It was like your dentist. Every place
Everything.
they expected you to sit down had a screen.
You definitely did. And then why is it that when you're a grown up and you go to the doctor, you get maybe a TV in the waiting room that's probably showing
HGTV.
Dr. Phil.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Phil.
It's probably
judge.
that. Yep, it's not anything you would watch anytime normally. Maybe best case scenario, Price is Right.
Yeah.
And then you go into the doctor office and they're going to stab you with needles and stuff. You don't get a TV.
No, you're grown up.
There's not a single screen in the room except for the computer.
Well, there's your phone, even though the signs say don't have it out. But
That's
who
right.
are they to say?
Yeah. Why can the kid have a phone or have a TV on and I can't watch Beef on my phone while I'm trying to get my blood drawn? I don't understand. I was not pleased about that. I need some comfort if I'm going to be, at a doctor's office. It's not fun. It's not. So why can't they? What's preventing them?
And my favorite is normally, like when you were younger, they're like ushering you through. You're like, here, let's get this. They interact with you.
They're playful.
But the second you turn 18 and you can't see your pediatrician anymore, then you're like, no screens, and you wait forever,
Yep,
and no one checks on you.
Yep, and just everybody's a little more surly.
Oh, I'm
Probably
sorry.
because they don't have kids in their life to bring them joy while they're at work.
Sorry, I had to go to the doctor yesterday.
Yeah. I made it through, and I did treat myself to McDonald's after.
Aw, well, there you go. You can do that.
So yeah, don't get me started on that.
Okay, never mind.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
Kate Beckinsale. You might know her from such movies as Pearl Harbor, Van Helsing, some of the Underworld movies, or
That was it, Underworld.
Or
I couldn't remember their names.
Isaiah for you, Click.
Click.
Yes,
I do
she's
like
a
that
Click.
movie.
I knew
You
that
know
would connect
that.
with you. She, as you may be able to tell by her filmography, I feel like she hasn't been entirely, I don't want to say irrelevant. She has 5.5 million Instagram followers, but she's just not, it's not her heyday anymore.
She's not like a blockbuster actress
She's
right
still
now.
49 years old, but here's what's crazy.
She looks good for 49.
She sure does. But here's what's crazy is maybe she's just that right amount of famous to lead to problems like this, where back during COVID lockdowns, she was having issues that she's talking about now where multiple guys were showing up, not all together, but like in multiple different instances, guys would show up at her home in Los Angeles believing they had been talking to her for some period of time. They would fly in from out of state thinking that they'd been talking to Kate Beckinsale online somewhere, thinking that she was inviting them over for a date or whatever to actually meet up in person.
And it wasn't her?
It wasn't her doing the talking. So she actually, her and her boyfriend at the time were very freaked out.
As you would be.
They wound up moving to a different home because this happened so often. It's not, it just happened once. Once some person uses Kate Beckinsale's pictures and whatever, that's one thing. Somebody was routinely doing this. Two different guys scamming them into thinking they were talking to Kate Beckinsale in a romantic relationship.
Well, they say that so many were desperate that they even went to make fake profiles for Clive, which is Kate Beckinsale's cat.
That's going the extra mile.
And that cat, Clive, has been, their own celebrity, if you would, on social media. So, they would create fake Instagram accounts for Clive and attach it, thinking, again, people would believe, like, oh, it's attached to.
And it worked.
It did. People fell for it.
It absolutely worked.
Did you fall for it, Isaiah? No. Did you think you were talking to her?
I would love to, but no. Unfortunately, I didn't see her.
Her cat really is something.
Yeah.
It's one grumpy looking cat.
Would you be happy if you had all that cat makeup on your face? I don't think I would be particularly pleased either. So, what kind of guy do you have to be I'm going to be victim shaming here. What kind of guy do you have to be to believe that Kate Beckinsale's reaching out to you on Instagram or whatever?
And likes you.
Yeah, from across several states.
You probably could fool me. I was like, you know what, Kate? It makes sense that you came over here.
And you'd be just desperate enough to be willing to risk going to find out.
That's right. There's probably a bunch of other guys that didn't go through all the process of, well, I think it's Kate Beckinsale, but I'm not going to go all the way to Los Angeles. Although at that point, if you really believe you're talking about Kate Beckinsale, what stops you not going to pull
That's
out?
what I was gonna say. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, risk ROI here, risk on investment. What's the worst thing that happens? You know, I show up to LA. Turns out
At
it's
least
not
you
her.
meet her.
You know, if it's not her, it's not her. I'm at some random house. I'm
Yeah.
I'm a guy, so I'm not afraid I'm gonna get taken or something like it would be for a woman. So I guess I'm just having a vacation in LA, or I meet Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah,
and all of a
chances
sudden we
might be
start
slim, but
we
you're
start
saying there's a
romantic
chance.
relationship. Yeah, exactly.
Now it's even more scary.
The
This
risk
is
on
why-
investment here is looking good.
But really, mentioning Clive, her cat, they say that this catfishing was really tied around him because Clive, that fake profile for Kate Beckinsale's cat, would be the one contacting people and would start the process. It's not like they thought Kate Beckinsale from Kate Beckinsale's site was contacting. It was really, oh yeah, this is me. This is my cat's Instagram. So it was a
And
little
there's
bit
probably, I'm going to assume,
more believable.
a bunch of pictures of Kate Beckinsale, or like where she's with the cat in
Yeah.
some way type thing. So then it's like, oh yeah, of course it's a Kate Beckinsale. And of course this cat wouldn't be verified. It's a cat type thing.
Yeah.
And you can talk yourself into it. So
What'd you
I
call
guess,
the risk thing? The
ROI, risk on investment.
There it is.
I just don't understand where people find the time. Like, if you're the person who is running this fake catfishing account and sending people to her house, like, what are you doing all day?
This
You know,
is their-
like, I don't have the time to even text my friends back, let alone like string along all these random men to go to Kate like Beckinsale's house.
Yeah, but think about this though. If you're catfishing and these guys are flying from out of state to LA, that's buying a plane ticket. They got to have some amount of money. That's probably not the first time they spent some money on the situation.
They're probably giving money.
That's what I was gonna say.
They probably had this person buy them the plane ticket. It's like, yeah, if you Kate Beckinsale in quotes is probably like, send me money and I'll buy a plane ticket for you, and they upcharged a bit.
Well,
I'm gonna
don't believe
guess.
anything, all right?
Yeah.
Stop going to her house.
Especially internet famous cats.
It's also, if you do want to catfish people, just start thinking of celebrity pets that you can use. Apparently, it's a lot more
It
believable.
literally is cat fishing.
Thanks for watching The Worst of the Riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more Riot.